Welcome back, everyone, to the Anything Goes podcast, episode 8. I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Kev Carter,
Yeah, man.
and we got a returning guest, one that a lot of people told me they love his interesting conversations. Another Kev, and
hmm
so how are you with your guys, man?
Everything blessing, man. Everything good. Had a good weekend and stuff,
Good, good, good.
man. How about you guys?
Life is a struggle for the Rasta man, so things is.
Well, he certainly got lots on top of your head, so I mean,
I
You
was,
don't gotta be, you don't have
I
to
was,
be bald to be, you don't have to have lots to be Rasta.
that has to be dry to be Rasta.
You don't have to be dread to be Rasta.
that was a classic, though.
Yeah, it is. That was a good one.
True, 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 true. All right, guys, let's get it. Let's get the ball running.
hmm
When this thing is coming up. Get this thing up off and popping. All right, guys, the barbershops are back open. Make sure I got everything up on your screen. So guys, how you feel about this, man? Barbershops back open. Y'all guys
On top of the
relieved?
world. On top of the world.
Not really much of a difference for me. I just got so used to not, going anywhere outside of my house, and it's not really much of a challenge. I mean, like with everything else, you let the first people go, that first wave, and then you stroll into the barbershop 3 weeks later, and you got free chair.
Right, it was so bad,
That
right? A friend of mine asked me if it was going to be barbershop on Monday because she knew how I felt my current situation like country. Of course not. I go wait see
No,
everybody
hell no.
drop down dead in chair. But
All right, then.
my barber helped me. I said, "Barber, you ready?" I was like, "Man, all right, I'll go on.
Not
I'll go
right
Friday.
away.
So Friday, I'll have my hair cut. If everything works
hmm
out, I'd like to have him give a review on the haircut. So, sir, please come on the show. I beg you. So
hmm
you might see with a nice drop fade for next week's show. I might do a little screen grab for you all. But I want to ask on a serious note, we think it's the right move to open and back up so early? Or I think this should have been delayed.
Honestly, I feel like so many businesses opening at once, and I mean, we had two more cases today.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly, a 21-year-old and 32-year-old, and yesterday we had a 55-year-old. So, I mean, is it really best idea to open up so soon? Like, we gotta wait and see now. But
Mm-hmm.
statistics are showing so far that it's a bit iffy. What do you think? What do you think, Manny?
um, it's interesting when one looks at it. I honestly not about the opening up so soon. I think it brings with it many challenges. It brings with it a position in which government had to be in. It's basically human lives over the economy, and I think ultimately any government will take the economy over the human lives.
Huh.
Um, so is going to be a situation where if it opens. People that make money, people that survive, and I think that's going to be that situation. And I think ultimately, at least for one reason, I would like the economy to open back up globally, so that I could get stuff out of the port. Once the stuff out of the port, I need to bottle the after that. I just need that stuff out of the port, and I did. Otherwise, it don't really bother me really. Honestly, I get used to being home, and I can work from home. And barbershop definitely won't be seeing me until like 3 weeks after. But Rastaman also could lot see her, so we know how things is.
This guy. So I was asking, Amy, do you think the proper procedures are in place for the barbershops to be open? I know you have to wear a mask going to the barbershop, but obviously if you're getting your beard done as such, you can't wear a mask. Do you think that it could be spread during the
Hmm.
process of getting your haircut?
Hmm.
Yes, because I think up to the news I was watching yesterday, new statistics shows that new data I should say shows that like if you cough or sneeze, the
Mm-hmm.
particles for COVID stay in the air for about 14 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I should say. Yeah, a haircut didn't even last that long sometimes. Somebody in the chair next to you open up, and put back on the mask, wave that in, and they got it. So I don't think the proper procedures will be in place. I think you can do as much sanitizing as you want. If somebody come in with a cough or maybe asymptomatic and even cough once, you can find yourself in trouble. As Carlton mentioned, we had cases yesterday, no cases today.
Mm-hmm.
I suspect that would continue to tick up. We'll see how that plays out. But ultimately, I suspect that with this opening up, you will see a rise in further cases. To be honest.
Yeah, I want to touch on what Kevin said. Also, is like with this with the bear flu, as Arthur puts it, it's like you could have it and not know you wouldn't know that you have it. Like it only takes 2 weeks. It takes 2 weeks for it to become prevalent. So it's like it's a risky situation. How we don't know who has it. Like if it was a case where it was something where it could be more obvious, like then like if it was, I would say that could probably like open sooner, but we don't know who has it. Like it's so risky, so I don't really like the idea of opening up so soon.
Exactly, and as you mentioned, the 21-year-old and 30-something-year-old, those weren't normal age ranges that you were saying before. They were people who were older. So now you're saying people who are coming down different. We have different things who are they interacting with and so on and so
Yeah,
forth. And the more people going back up to work, more people driving through the fact tomorrow, we can see what happens.
We will get there.
buddy.
We'll get there.
Jeez, but he's right. But that's specifically why I mentioned the ages, because that's the first positive cases that were in that age range. Really, to be honest, we're
Mm-hmm.
more seeing like 40 and above.
Yeah, mostly older
Yeah.
persons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
cause for concern.
yeah, man. But I want my drop feed, so I mean, it's something go of course.
How's Scott, Arthur?
True, true. But I want now
True.
$75. Man. Allegedly, some persons in my area were having their hair done, during the curfew period. So,
I heard one for 100.
I mean,
So
our Zoe might tell me that I might go bring my own machine to get my hair cut. So,
how giggly.
yeah, so let's see what happens. Guys, so what talks about the other businesses that are being open? We get to the fast food a bit later on, but what do you think with the other businesses that are opened?
Um, I think ultimately it's coming down to a situation where, as I said, you gotta open up the economy. You gotta give people stuff to do because people getting antsy at home. They know what to do with themselves,
Hmm.
and ultimately you got a family to support. It brings with it some challenges, but we'll see how that plays along. But I think 1 or 2 more weeks home for at least more people of the total lockdown shouldn't have hurt much,
Hmm.
but we can see how that plays
So
out.
you're pushing to a more of a June reopening rather than in the middle of May, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Correct. Early
Okay.
June.
What about you, Kev? You agree, or you have a slightly different opinion on this one?
Yes, I understand where Kevin is coming from in terms of people have the family to support or whatever. However, it's very dangerous in my opinion, and it's like just do things right in the first place instead of a case where rush things and then a situation happens where we have to revert back to another lockdown. It's
Hmm.
basically just double working itself. Just do things right the first time. I don't particularly like the idea of opening back up so soon. Yes, I understand people have to make money, and if they're at home and no income is coming in, it makes things a bit hard for people who don't have savings or who live in paycheck by paycheck. But at the same time, when you say A, God say B, persons' lives are more important to me. Health is more important. Health is really wealth. So you can't make money if you're not healthy. So I'm still gonna stick with the fact that I think they opened up too soon.
Hmm.
Also, the churches have reopened. I've heard that you cannot attend if you're over the age of 65, which is a large
Mm,
portion of the church's pop. I don't want to say viewer base, but membership. Do
yeah,
you think that work? Do you think
correct.
it was wise to open back a church at this time, or you think they should have remained closed due to the age range of the persons being older? They have a much more mature audience.
I mean, You want to go ahead first, Kevin, or should I go
Go
ahead?
ahead, go ahead.
Right. With the church to me is a bit different though. Like being to that, most services are usually Wednesdays and Sundays.
Mhm.
Well, some Saturday events obviously will be Saturdays, but
Mhm.
I think they're allowing 20 people maximum.
Mhm.
And
Decent.
churches are pretty big, so that would allow for social distancing still.
Mhm.
Whereas now with people having to go to work, they have to catch a van, they're very close to one another, stuff like that. So the churches I don't really particularly mind because it's not like an everyday. I mean, Christians is an everyday relationship with God, but actually physically going to church is not an everyday thing. So I don't think it's as risky. So I'm not too, you know, against the idea of the church opening back. What about you, Manning? Kevin?
Uh, uh, I see it as a situation where one is tempted to have a position on either side. One, you keep the people home, especially those over the age of 65, and it becomes a challenge for them. Mental issues, not seeing anybody when they come. A lot of people look forward to church, seeing able to see the friend Gloria going down the road, chip down the road behind them, somebody come and pick them up, the pastor pass by, and, you don't offering, saying it that.
Mm-hmm.
No, many of them didn't have that access. Um, many of them don't have that access and able to utilize technology and stuff like that. So it was for them they're paying away. So restricting them still, I don't know. Many of that 65 plus has been majority of the church base for a long time. Removing that is still going to cause detriment for a problem, especially if it's a situation where young people aren't in the church. The big issue was that for them, they were not receiving tithes or anything like that. Um, and they probably still won't receive it. 20 people in the church is still going to cause a huge problem.
Mhm.
Um, so you're still going to have many issues, and you can't pass that. But yeah.
Yeah, but my thing is, this is kind of surprising for me, but I think these churches should be opened up because for a lot of people, it's their spiritual, it's part of their spirituality,
Mm.
and I would like to see that those persons have their spiritual wishes fulfilled. So I think they
Hmm.
should be open. My concern with 20 is that how will you select 20 persons?
Well,
Mm.
I think is the first 20 that come.
Oh, okay.
I think that will have to be the case because how else are you going to select it? Because
Mm.
is it going to be done on a rotational basis? As the pastor going to have to sit down now on a Friday evening and then call up saying you're the 20, you've been selected to turn up to Sunday? I don't know. It's strange. I don't know how it would work, but I think it should be the first 20 to come and then live stream the rest.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Mm.
What you Kev? What you think?
Pardon?
Kev, you agree with what I'm saying, or you have a different opinion?
I mean, that would make sense though. I mean, because th- it would be easier if they do it based on when people turn up, but that could also cause problems
Mm-hmm.
in the that could also cause conflict. So how
Yeah,
to go about
yeah,
it?
Mary coming 5 weeks in a row on time, and and the rest of the people can't get in.
I mean, so many people don't get in, they can be pretty upset.
Mm-hmm.
So how they go
Hmm.
about it? You got to see how to go about doing it in a way that doesn't cause conflict.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, moving right along. Hello, Mania! Chef restaurants have been open back from Monday, including other fast food establishments. You can order via the. How me pull this up? Bow. There we go. You get curbside pickup. You call ahead and you
Mhm.
could pick up your order from the site. I don't know if you go if you're taking credit cards or whatever, but it's for them to figure out. You could.
Well, I never have cash on me, so I don't take credit card.
So how you pick up? So you have pickup? You did curbside pickup?
No, I never did it before.
Oh, okay. You can enter 11 drive-throughs. you still gonna touch your food after she sneezed it, but okay. And then you could call and collect it. So guys, thoughts on this? How will Halloween Mania kick off from tomorrow? What we
Halu is a smart man. I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's his children, because he has pretty smart children as well.
Mhm.
But to reopen
Mhm.
with vendings and
Whoa,
tenders,
you haven't let me get there yet. You haven't let me land there yet. But
I sorry man, but I had
go
to
ahead.
go straight. I had to go straight
Go
in.
there, go.
But
Keep sure rolling. Mhm.
but to land with vendings and tenders, right? He
Mhm.
can got traffic blocked tomorrow.
Mhm.
Brilliant. It's brilliant.
People can be calling for time to wake up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I hope that they're ready for that. And it can be crazy because the chefs was probably in early tonight, the deliveries can go on early in the morning,
Mhm.
and it can be crazy. But just like with barbershops, I will let people go first.
Mhm.
And I know there's been memes going around. This is not my personal opinion, so hello if you're listening. This is not my personal opinion,
Mhm.
but many of you out there are saying we can let out all produce go first,
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
and then you see me in 3 weeks.
True though.
So
It's so true.
I mean, that man don't let.
so
I always tell people, right? I want to be the black halu. I mean, he kind of
I
half
look
black,
for
but
PM.
I mean, he not want to admit that.
I
But
look,
anyway, go ahead, Kev.
yeah, I look for PM. I look for PM.
I hope you.
and
Right?
I,
In my party, you should fight a party and having all 30 seats.
listen, listen. I think right. I think he's very brilliant. One being the fact that I think the Wingdings Tenders move was actually a like feeling of guilt. I don't know if people would have realized this, but a lot of business were saying that there's no way Shafet should have been closed during the whole the 6 to 8 weeks he was home.
Right.
They were saying that like Shafet should have made some sort of recommendation or some effort to still get back to the public. So I think it's a move really sort of like a guilt move. Like this Haluk probably felt and it's also showing the public that they really care about the public. So
Maybe
yeah,
I don't see it that way. I get where
don't
you
say
could
that.
be coming from, but I just think the capitalist man that he is, it's
Mm.
about making back the money he
Money
lost
that he
one
lost.
time. Yeah,
Mm.
and yeah, he didn't do much. He could have opened up and offered delivery service to other entities, but he didn't do that.
Mhm.
It for him, it was simply, what, I'll make them wait. And
Mhm.
I'll give them what they want. And he gave to everybody who wanted and kept noise, the vendings and the tenders. Come
So
and have what you made.
you more on the side that is a marketing strategy than you
It
more
is
on
a
the
marketing
point of view.
strategy. Yeah.
Kev,
It's brilliant.
your boy BD Core was in the house, but I think he jumped on the discussion a little too early. He was
Uh-huh.
wondering, what do you mean talking about shit not football? But BD Core,
Oh wait.
we be talking about football earlier, BD Core, so hop back in
Uh,
again that time, BD Core.
uh,
Yeah,
uh,
that my guy. Back to what you guys were saying. Look, man, let me jump in, man. Let me go in there. Pow! Both wingdings and mini tenders will be offered from Monday. As you all guys were saying, I think this is one of the best marketing moves of
yeah.
all time.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say all time. I just don't mean in Barbados. I mean,
Mm. In
period.
general, yeah, it's brilliant.
Brilliant
Mm-hmm.
move. Because
Yep.
if you like wingdings, if they just came with wingdings, you don't like wingdings, you'll be like, man, and then they aren't in no rush. But if you like
Yeah,
tenders, there's a reason for you to
yeah.
be there,
But
right?
I don't like both of them.
I
Kev,
love both.
you ever let me get there? No, right? And
Yeah,
contrary to Kev's opinion, there are people who like both. So they will go
yeah,
up one day for wingdings, next day for
yeah.
tenders. Honestly,
Jeez.
I kind of like the cut up chicken breast. I know Kev, Mr. M has a very different opinion on this, but I kind of like the cut up chicken breast.
Yeah.
Uh,
But listen,
mhm,
tomorrow you can see people coming out of
Oh,
passing through and picking up. You can see the tenders, you can see vendings, you can see pizza, you can see roti, you can see burgers, you can
mhm,
see people with little children in backseat with ice cream. Everybody can try to make up, and the man can make back as much money as he could.
mhm.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Yo, I asked a friend of mine if she think he can make a bill off of this. And she was like, maybe I think this, maybe not a billion, but if he get all the losses that he would have incurred during the lockdown, I think he's gonna recuperate in like 2 weeks time.
You will.
The
Yeah.
hype and the mania for Shafet right now is through the roof. I mean,
Wow.
we have people singing and dancing for KFC and Barbados, and we all know how our version of KFC is. It's not the American or Trinidadian one by Country Mile or Ken. So if we were dancing to
Exactly.
KFC, I think people would be doing some backflips for this.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
buddy.
Mm.
We got people doing memes and stuff now.
Oh my
There you
god!
go.
And talking about memes, so I go in there. I go in there tonight. So what gets explained to me, right? Hold on, let me put this in the hold on. Let me put this for the guys to see this because it's up on screen.
Too
So what gets explained to
crazy.
me that we're really going on here.
I don't know, they're not here, but I know I need your number.
Avid supporter.
Like I want something. I want something. Like Mr. Negative, right? But why this got half she belly out, right? But she crutch out. Like it is supposed to be a superhero costume, right? Everything's supposed to be covered.
But all I can tell you, artists, some people got too much time on their hands. That's all I can say.
6 to 8 weeks of time on our hands.
Yo, I'm actually a young lady, right? Cause I love to see people being creative, right?
It's not good though.
But
Yeah.
I mean, you see the video that was created. I want back a minute of my life for watching that video, ma'am. If you could please bring back the minute of my life, right? I will bring you on the show, and we'll promote your product. I mean, we get some more views, and I respect you. But I think this is so ridiculous. Kevin, and we
The,
think with free
we,
advertising.
we, okay, well, the pics did a little bit more justice than the actual video. I agree. The video could have been done a lot better. The parts I would have kept in, the parts I would have definitely taken out.
Mm.
Not to call anything in the video, but yeah. But
But
if this young lady, wanted to push this, I am more than happy to join you when she's on. Maybe she could give me her number if she's listening, and we could discuss this outfit, in more detail when she comes on. For sure.
you might want to do some changes to the outfit.
Well, that may happen. I will remind you what the Prime Minister said, but we may touch on that another time.
Mm.
You know?
So I got a question. So you think it was all in good fun, or you think it's a bit insane?
I think this was all in good fun. This was all in good fun, and she may actually get some. I can assure you, Shafat probably has reached out to her, and she will definitely be one of the first people in line, and you will see probably more from her coming this week. I assure you that.
Ambassador.
Because Shafat loves and Haluk loves some good fun, and his children are definitely all about it. So you will definitely see more. And this is a fantastic outfit, honestly.
So
So
you like the outfit?
I like the outfit. The video not so much, but the outfit, yeah.
This is like a black shirt and a white tie. You just don't gotta get it. Kev Carter, what your opinion?
Well,
Is King Darian being a hater, or is King Darian being a very sensible critic in this matter?
no, not being hater whatsoever. But the outfit really, she looks good in the outfit. It's very creative, I must say. But when it comes to the video, it was speechless. But not speechless in a good way. Like, oh my gosh, oh my god. If you watch the video and you say, man, boy, that was awesome, I gotta watch it over again.
Mm.
I literally watched the video once.
I
And every
know.
time I see someone shared it, I was like, no, Kevin, don't watch it. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. Just don't watch it.
Yeah,
Next status. Like, crazy. I mean, like, the video could have been done better, though.
it could have been, yeah, for sure. The pic did a lot more justice than the video.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, maybe it was her first attempt, So maybe she'll get better and improvement. But
But
I think this speaks to the part of what we were talking about earlier, right? The power that the brand that Chafet has in Barbados. That's as someone would make a costume and run around in front establishment begging for the food products to come back. I think that speaks volume to the power that this brand has in Barbados.
it's true.
Quickly before we move on, do you think this is why other fast food established chains avoid coming to Barbados?
No. I think I've had this discussion before. I can't remember with who, but I think Shafat holds the majority.
Mm-hmm.
they've known exactly what their product base here is in Barbados, and they do have that loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
You've had one or two people who've tried it but had a challenge entering the market.
Mm-hmm.
But now I think the market is a lot more open.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, we don't have the much space as in other places like Jamaica or Trinidad.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Shafat has done well for itself. But it also has, if it chooses to push in a particular direction and say don't like our competitor,
Mm-hmm.
they just naturally won't like that competitor.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a possibility. So Shafat does hold a lot of sway when it comes to Barbados. As somebody said earlier, I look for PM.
For PM.
Mhm.
Kev Carter, do you think the
Mhm.
power Shafat has led to other fast food establishments avoiding coming to Barbados?
um, I mean, if you look at past events, like we had some that came here, like it was Big John's. We had one or two that came that weren't as
McDonald's.
successful.
We tried down
Yeah,
there. What was named Royal Castle or whatever.
yeah, and they just kind of gave up. Like
Mm-hmm.
as entrepreneurs, you know that as a good entrepreneur, you never give up. You never give up, regardless of the situation. So for them to just give up, that says a lot. Like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they
but you
weren't
see,
doing well. And,
like for me, and this is me being my inner marketer.
Mm-hmm.
Shafat came, and Shafat was around from a good while.
Mhm.
70s for sure, I know they were about, and they came and they brought the roti and they brought the chicken and stuff like that, and they gave Barbados what it didn't have before. We had McDonald's, but McDonald's was too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
They just don't really necessarily like burgers that sort of way. Maybe
Especially,
the taste has changed now,
especially back in the
but
80s, I don't think burgers are really burger people. I think now it has, but back then I don't think it was the right option.
exactly. And when you had places like Burger King who've been able to hold on to some share of the market,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
you had to recognize what was the unique selling point that they had. And Burger King naturally not being about burgers was like, you know what, they just like fried chicken. So they
Mhm.
had to introduce that
Mm-hmm.
and adjust their
Mhm.
um
Yeah, that too.
menu a bit.
Yeah,
So
they're
yeah,
doing well. I think the other places they would mentioned. I think they just gave up too soon, to be honest. So
true.
Yeah,
very
I think
soon.
McDonald's came at wrong. I think McDonald's came at wrong time.
Mhm.
We got to see what Little Caesars do. I don't know if they're selling pizzas and slices or if they're selling whole pizzas. Because if you're selling whole pizzas, I don't think that will work in Barbados. But
So
you,
far it
Yeah,
has
they do whole
people been.
pizza.
only whole or they do slices.
I never are any of these slides, so I
Me
wouldn't know.
neither. My friend was so upset when he couldn't get a $5 pizza in Barbados. He said, I can't even get $10 pizza in Barbados. So
Oh Lord.
I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Some people just want the slice.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think to me, I just prefer a slice. I mean,
Not a pizza man.